Poeto Loco podcast. If you guys remember, last week we went over the Apex fights, Brady Burns. We went over Sugar and Marab. We went over Canelo Berlanga. This week is fight week. UFC Noche, UFC Spear, fucking Riyadh season, Canelo Berlanga, the fucking T-Mobile. It's a great week for combat sports fans around the globe, alright? But specifically Mexico. First, what I'd like to do is we're going to go over the Apex fights that happened this weekend on Saturday. Actually, I talked a lot of shit, some really good fucking fights. I did watch, I said I wasn't going to, I'm a fucking hypocrite, liar, motherfucker, I know. But, I watched, good thing I did, some bangers. I watched like one fight on the prelims and I watched the whole main card. Main card? Banger, dude. Banger, dude. That's why I watch these fight nights. I'm gonna complain still, but dude, sometimes you get some fucking slugfest. But it doesn't matter because it's in a room full of nobody. So like, there's no energy in that. Like, it's even hard for me to get hyped at my house. Like, I don't even move. I just go, oh, look at that, wow. When there's a UFC pay-per-view and somebody gets knocked out, bro, I'm fucking jumping up, screaming. All my neighbors probably fucking hate me, but I mean, hey. That's the game you play when you live next to a UFC fan. Am I right? Am I right? All right. As far as the Apex is concerned, not going to spend a lot of time on this, but we'll start at the top of the card. We had Brady with an extremely dominant victory over Gilbert Burns, which is what I thought would happen. There was actually quite a bit less wrestling and ground play than I thought there would be. I thought it would be, a pretty ground-bound fight. I don't know. I just thought that we were going to be on the ground a lot of the time with Sean on top just fucking holding him down. But Sean has improved leaps and bounds in his striking since he lost against who's that guy who knocked him out? Man, I can never ever remember this guy's name, bro. Not his last fight. His last fight he came back, got a dominant win, but the one before that got knocked out by somebody. I can't remember his name, but needless to say, he's probably a nobody. So yeah, Sean came in and just worked the hands, worked the takedowns when he needed to. I think he shot 17 takedowns or something crazy like that. He got 7 of them, which is fine. That's how it goes in MMA wrestling. If you don't get the first one, that's fine. That's what Marab's game plan is. If you don't get the first one, fine. It gets you closer for the second one. If you don't get the second one, fine. The third one, you're probably going to get. So, good on Sean for just keep shooting, mixing up the striking and the shots. What an amazing performance by Sean Brady. Sean Brady, I salute you. Gilbert Burns. Don't hang your head on this, buddy. You've had an amazing career. You're one of my freaking, probably top 15 favorites of all time. I love you, Gilbert Burns. Thank you for everything you've done for this sport. I saw him take his gloves off. I don't know if he's planning on retiring or not, but he did take his gloves off. Maybe he didn't have time for the mic. Bisping isn't the one like doing the interviews. He got some freaking earpiece and they're telling him what to do. Like, okay, cut the interview. Okay, go interview Burns. Don't go interview Burns. Like, it's production. They gotta freaking keep it on the schedule. At the end of the day, this also is entertainment, not just a sport. Thanks, Conor McGregor. So, my favorite part of that fight, ironically, this is gonna sound like a scumbag, but there was a double nut shot, and oh my goodness, that's the loudest I got all night. I can't remember who started it or who finished it, but Gilbert or Sean, one of the two, kicked each other in the nuts. We take our time. Okay, my bad, whatever. You ready? Ready to fight? Okay, fight. The second they said fight, the guy who just did the nut kicking got kicked in the nuts. Boom! Double nut shot, like back to back, right when they started the action again. Oh man, I love moments like that in combat sports. Just double nut shots, dude. Another memorable moment in that night was Silva against Andrade. Silva almost had a nip slip, I think twice. She almost had a nip slip twice. She had to cover up, fix her thing, all that. I was hoping for a little, you know. But we didn't get it. No problem. All good. Also, I'm going to go back. I didn't want to go back and forth, but I'm going to. Sean called out Ian Cherry Magado. Magado, Cherry, get your shit together, boy. Nah, puñeta. Hopefully, that fight does happen. I'm really interested in that fight. I'm also interested in Gary fighting Leon. I think that would be cool. They got some beef. They're at the same gym. Kicked Ian out of the gym. Said he was a threat to Leon. That's what Gary says. Leon says, no, he's just annoying with all his fucking cameras. And who knows what the heck it is. But Ian Cherry Magado. You got called out by Sean Brady. Sean Brady also called out Colby Covington. I think either one of those fights works. I don't think Colby will take that fight because Colby thinks he's only fighting for belts nowadays. Which, I mean, hey, if you can talk shit and get yourself into another fucking title fight, bro, fucking hell, dude. Teach me a class, bro. Durden against Schnell. Banger, absolute banger. Great fight. My favorite moment of the night, just because I love elbows, was Padilla. Got that elbow and... Fuck it, I'm going to say this guy's name wrong, dude. Rongju? I don't know, bro. I'm sorry. He had that elbow where, like, literally the tip of his elbow hit right in this guy's eyeball. Like, it didn't hit no bone above or under. It didn't hit the orbital, nothing. It just went straight to his eye. And he thought he eye poked him. Rojun was like, whoa, wait, eye poke. And then Chris just pointed at his elbow. He's like, elbow. Bam! Hit him with another one. Bro, his eye swelled up like a hard-boiled egg so fast, man. Wow, that was, You guys remember when Cowboy Cerrone was fighting, Tony Ferguson, I believe, a long time ago. And he blew his nose and his eye just bloop. Well, this guy's eye was fucking fucked up. When they brought the doctor in, my girl was like, no. And I was like, no, this lady's cool. You know who it is. This little blonde lady with the little pink dress always. She's pretty cool, man. I've seen her let stuff go, and I'm like, wow, okay, let's do it. He couldn't see out of his eye. She literally asked him, can you see out of his eye? Bro, do you think he can fucking see out of his eye? Do you see that thing? Come on, bro. Anyway, needless to say, good fights. Still not appreciative because there's no crowd. It's hard for me to get hyped up. Even when there are crazy moments in fights, it's because I feel like we're still on Fight Island during COVID in 2020. Like, I mean, I thought we would have moved on by now. I guess not. I guess I don't know shit about shit. This weekend, that's enough for the Apex cards. We're going to move on to the two massive cards that we have this weekend. We'll go Canelo Berlanga first. We'll save the best for last. Canelo Berlanga, Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Long-time rivals in the sport of boxing. I live in Guadalajara, which is where Canelo's from. My fiance, like I told you, is Boricua. And in mi corazón, me siento Boricua. In my heart, I feel Puerto Rican. I've been to the island many times. I love the culture. I love the food. I love the music. I love the people. I really do feel like that's just in my heart. Like, I don't know. So this is a big moment for me. The gym I train at, I've fallen in love with all these Mexican fighters. And their stories, it's so much different than coming up in the United States and becoming a mixed martial artist. Some of these guys, they sleep at the gym because they're not from here. They're from somewhere else in Mexico, and where they're from doesn't have any opportunities. Guadalajara is a very big city. It's where Canelo's from. It's where Grasso's from. So I feel like man, I just feel so proud to be here, surrounded by these guys. I feel a part of these guys. I'm really, really excited for this weekend. I think that I talked a lot of shit last week about Berlanga being possibly Canelo's fastest knockout. I'm going to go ahead and take that back. That was not a nice thing to say. I just don't know what we're doing here, because Canelo even said, like, bro, I handpicked you, okay, we understand that. There's some other fights that the fans would like you to have, but you're Canelo. Like I said last week, when you're the man, you get to do whatever the fuck you want. We can cry about all the fuck we want, but you think this guy's gonna freaking care? You think this guy's gonna be in his freaking bench and be like, oh, you know what? That fucking Guero on the couch with the cheap camera. That guy's right. I shouldn't be doing this. No, bro, he don't care. I'm gonna have a pick for this. Now, don't take my picks for boxing as serious. I'm not as keen to the sport of boxing as I am with the sport of mixed martial arts. But I am going to make a pick. I am going to pick Canelo to knock out Berlanga in round 8. I just believe that the experience, man. I believe that Berlanga's never fought somebody even close to the size of Canelo. I just feel like this is a whole new level for Berlanga that he's never even close to experienced. I was crying a lot last week about the ticket prices, saying like, oh, the UFC Sphere is this, that. I think as far as cheap tickets go, Canelo Berlanga is only like $100 cheaper than the cheap tickets for Sphere. So yeah, I should have done a little more looking up on that. I'm sorry, I misled you, but I mean, that's the economy we live in. Go Joe! Fucking $3,000 to attend a boxing fight at T-Mobile. I mean, a Canelo Berlanga fight. It's Mexican Independence Day and it's Canelo, but bro, I've never heard of Berlanga before this. Like I said, I'm not a fucking big boxing guy, but I know a lot of names in boxing. Don't know this one. I hope that Canelo goes out there and represents Mexico. I hope that Berlanga goes out there and represents Puerto Rico. Just because I have a pick doesn't mean I won't be rooting for Puerto Rico, alright? Because that's my people. And I'll be decked out half and half. I'll have half Mexico, half Puerto Rico. I got shorts, socks, I got freaking hats, shirts, flags, everything, bro. So I'll be decked out, supporting both sides, rooting for Berlanga, thinking that Canelo's gonna win. And hopefully it should be a good night. I have UFC on the TV, I have Berlanga on the freaking iPad. Man, I love fucking nights like that, dude. Just me in my house. Usually get some tequila, but yesterday I finally got a fight scheduled. No tequila this weekend. First day of fight camp is today, actually. So, no tequila, but I will be freaking in here making some noise. Believe that. Viva Mexico. Y Puerto Rico estamos ready. Oíste. I want to break from the fight talk just a second to kind of go over what Mexican Independence Day is. Mexican Independence Day is I don't want to get these dates wrong. September 16th of 1810, Miguel Hidalgo made a cry for the Mexican people to stand up against the Spanish conquistadors and the colonial oppression that they had been experiencing for years now. And the Mexicans listened. They went to war for their country against the Spaniards. The war lasted longer than 10 years. And in 1821, Mexico finally declared its independence from Spain and the colonialism. I hope that's a word. So a lot of people, they don't even really understand. Obviously, it's in the name, Mexican Independence Day, 4th of July. People don't even know what the fuck 4th of July is, dude. They're like, oh, fireworks, dude, barbecue, cerveza. Anyway, Mexican Independence Day is a very important day for the people here in Mexico, for the country of Mexico, for the states of Mexico. It's how they formed this country, because before that they were Aztecs and whatever. They were a bunch of indigenous people that had been taken over by the Spaniards. And so the Mexico that you see today is heavily influenced by the culture of the Spaniards. But yet, in total, Mexico is its own thing now. They have developed their own culture, their own foods, their own lingo, their own slangs, and I love Mexico. I love living in here in Guadalajara. It's really like an adventure for me. It's not permanent. I will be back to the States in about a year, but as for now and the last, however long I've been here, man, I love it. So yeah, that's the moral of the story with Mexican Independence Day. I just wanted to talk about that because I don't hear anybody talking about that. All I hear is either UFC Sphere, Sugar Sean and Marab, or Canelo Berlanga, and the Mexican Independence Day is kind of being overshadowed, The Sphere is the main event in this weekend's event. The main attraction is the Sphere. It's not Sean, it's not Marab, it's not Grasso, it's not Mexican Independence Day, it's the Sphere, okay? So, hopefully, the two people that watch this video, I can shed a little light for you on the subject. But other than that, we're going to move on to UFC Sphere, UFC Noche. I want to go over first, I got some notes here, some of these Mexican fighters that are on the card, because I saw a promo video from the UFC on YouTube, whatever. They previewed every Mexican fighter from the prelims up, and the UFC never does that. Never. So, hopefully they really push this. I heard that in between each fight is going to be like a movie on the inside of the Sphere, the walls, whatever. It's going to be like chapters. So in between each fight, you're going to get a chapter. And it's going to kind of tell the history of Mexico, the history of the people, and the history of Mexican fighters. So I will be tuned in from the beginning on my couch all night long, 7-8 hours. I do not care. Apparently, I saw here on Bloody Elbow that there's going to be a Easter egg hunt for the viewers that are watching on TV. And you could potentially win up to $25,000. So I'm going to check that out after this video, see what's up, see if it's legit. Dana said he's still working out with legal, but I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool. That'd be a pretty cool experience for those of us that didn't get to attend the Sphere. As far as Mexican fighters go, I'm just going to preview all the Mexican fighters on the card. I'm going to tell you where they were born. I'm going to tell you where they train now. So we'll start at the top of the card. We're going to go Alexa Grasso from Guadalajara, like I said earlier. And she still lives and trains here in Guadalajara at Lobo Gym. It's the gym of her uncle, I believe. I believe he owns it or he just runs it, one of the two. But I do not train at Lobo, I train at Samurai, which is kind of like the sister gym of Lobo. We've had fighters come from Lobo to Samurai. We've had fighters go from Samurai to Lobo. Samurai is more of a striking-oriented gym, and Lobo is more of a grappling-oriented gym. Obviously, we have both at both gyms, but that's what it is. Lobo is a very nice gym. I've seen videos, I've seen pictures. Samurai is more of like, got that grind feel, like that old school. It's a good environment, I feel like. But putting Guadalajara on the map this weekend, Canelo and Alexa Grasso from Guadalajara. So, let's go out there and represent. Next up is Diego Lopez. So Diego Lopez has been training with Alexa Grasso at Lobo for quite some time. Diego Lopez is from the Amazons, Brazil. He is not Mexican, but he has adopted this Mexican culture, and all the Mexican people see him here as a Mexican. Although they know he's not. It's like me with Puerto Rico. when I'm around all my Puerto Rican homies, bro, they don't see me as fucking the gringo. They see me as one of them. Just like Diego with the Mexicans here in Guadalajara. He's just one of them. He has learned Spanish. He speaks very good Spanish. I heard an interview, an embedded episode of him yesterday. His English is freaking killing it too, man. So big ups to you, Diego. Diego now trains at Brazil Warriors, which is in Puebla. It's kind of south of Mexico City. But I heard that he'll send fighters from there to Lobo. Lobo will send fighters up to him, depending on what they need to work on, when they have fights, what's coming up, when they need training partners, blah, blah. Next up on the card, we got Daniel Zellhuber. Now, Daniel Zellhuber was born in Ciudad de Mexico, which is Mexico City. He now trains at Extreme Couture, which is obviously it's in Vegas. You know, Eric Nixick, Sean, Chris Curtis, a lot of big names at that gym. Excited to see Zellhuber. Zellhuber's kind of built like me, tall, lanky, probably one of the taller guys in his weight class, just like I am in my weight class. So I love seeing guys that have the same body type as me, so I can see their style of fighting. I can kind of take what I can use and apply it to my game. Next up, we have Ronaldo Rodriguez. All right, so there are actually posters of Ronaldo in my gym because he fought in a promotion before the UFC called Lux Fight League. All right, that's where a lot of the fighters from my gym fight. I would say there's probably 10 or more professional fighters at my gym, and then we have some amateurs. But Lux is where most of the fighters at my gym are signed to. That's where they compete. It's like the biggest promotion here in Mexico. It's for all of Latin America. They've got fighters from South America that fight. They got a lot of Mexicans. It's the production's not bad. It's on UFC Fight Pass. It's a pretty good promotion. I'm with it. So Ronaldo is from Veracruz, and he now trains at Prime Combat Academy in Veracruz. So he, like Alexa, stayed in Mexico despite the rise to the UFC, despite having more money. You'll see a lot of fighters in other places. They'll get big and they'll move to the U.S. somewhere and train at a big gym in Vegas, train at American Top Team, maybe go to New York, California, AKA, whatever. I think it's very, very admirable when these Mexican fighters get big and they stay in Mexico. I'm not saying they have to. I'm not saying that Zellhuber is incorrect for going to Vegas. I'm just saying I think it's gives you kind of a pound your chest feeling like, yeah, I'm still here. I made it, but I'm still here representing my people. I really do appreciate that. Next up on the list, we got Irene Aldana. She was born in Culiacan, and she also trains at Lobo here in Guadalajara with Alexa. Manuel Torres de Chihuahua, and he now fights at Aldamas Muay Thai in Tijuana. We got Yasmin Juaragui de Tijuana, and she trains at Entram Gym in Tijuana. Next up, we got Edgar Chairez de Mexicali, and he also, like Yasmin, trains at Entram Gym in Tijuana. And then, opening up the prelims, we got Raul Chowiwis Rosas Jr. Raul was born in New Mexico, and he trains. I couldn't really find an answer for where he trains. It looks like he may be in between gyms right now. The closest I got was maybe MMA Lab out in California. But he always reps his Mexican heritage. He always comes out with the sombrero and the flag and the poncho. And I've heard his Spanish. It's Mexican Spanish. I've heard him talking with his mom. I'm sure when he's at the house, he only speaks Spanish with his mom. Mom sounds very, Mexican. So his heritage is strong, and he represents. That is all the Mexican fighters on the card. I don't know. There might be early prelims. I didn't really check because I'm a fucking bad podcaster. But, I mean, dude, what do you want? I'm here on the casting couch with my iPhone 12 and a freaking Sony camera. What more do you want from me, dude? I'm doing the best I can. I think we have a potential to see a fucking sweep. I think I would love for every Mexican that night to win. Oh my goodness, Mexico would explode, bro. We'll see what we get, but I looked at all the matchups, all the records, favorites, underdogs. We could do it. I genuinely believe we could do it. Depends on the emotions of the fighters. It depends on this. It depends on how fucking distracting the Sphere is. Because, dude, when you got fucking 1 million LED lights fucking going on around you, I don't know, but me, if I'm in the gym and someone walks by while I'm fucking hitting mids or whatever, I'll like kind of glance over and then I'll fuck up. But imagine the stuff that's going to be going on in that place while these guys are walking out, while these guys are fighting. Hopefully they can fight without distractions, but also their emotions that night. They're putting on for Mexico. This is a love letter, in the words of Dana White, to Mexican fighters. So hopefully they go out there and they just fucking represent. I would love to see a clean sweep by Mexico. Man, I would go crazy. I'm going to do picks for the 2 title fights on this card, but only that. I'm only going to pick title fights and main events on this channel. But I would not take my picks for anything valid. Please don't fucking take what I say and put your money on it. I don't want you guys to comment and say, oh, you fucking lost me money. I'm like, bitch, I told you not to fucking gamble in the first place, bro. But do you, bro. Do you, bro. Maybe go check out freaking Brian Petrie on Anik Florian. I like him. I like listening to his breakdowns on when it comes to sports betting and stuff. I think that covers about everything, huh? We went over Apex, we went over Berlanga, Canelo, we went over the Sphere. I didn't really break down Sean or nothing. Okay, let's do it. Let's break down Sean Merab. Sean and Merab. Merab's gonna come out there. He might shoot right away. You know, he might just come out there, touch gloves, and bomb, shoot. Merab's the kind of guy that will shoot fucking 10 takedowns around, even if he only gets 1. Dude, his cardio is ridiculous. Dude, he is a spam shooter. You guys ever played UFC 4, UFC 5, whatever button it is to shoot, like you press over and press X, whatever, on Xbox? That's what he does all night. Over and X, over and X. He just freaking spam shooting all night long. We saw how that worked with Aljo and Sean. Aljo had a pretty difficult time, you know. Sean's a sniper, man. This is not Sean's first wrestler that he faces, and if he beats Merab, which I believe he will, he's got Umar up next, another wrestler. Like, this could turn into Sean's career is the striker who just keeps beating up on wrestlers. If so, that would be phenomenal. I'd love to see it. I think we all know what Sean does. Sean feints a lot. He's very long. He's very good at using his distance. His timing is one of the best in the UFC right now. Izzy, Sean, who's got fucking good timing like that? Pereira. Like, there's a couple snipers in the UFC, and Sean's one of them, for sure. At top of the list on that list. I think Sean's gonna just use his distance. I think we're gonna get a knockout. I'm gonna go Sugar Sean knockout. I don't know what round, but that's my prediction. I don't think Merab is as tough as Cheeto is. Cheeto's fucking made out of metal, bro. And we have seen Merab get just rocked before. Straight freaking dropped by Marlon Moraes, for example. Do you guys remember that? Sean hits way harder than Marlon, okay? I don't care what you say. And Sean's much more accurate. He's not just going to do that one time. He's going to do it over and over and over again. Not to mention Merab weeks ago putting out the freaking picture that he got cut and stitches. Like, that was stupid. That's a target now for Sean. Sean's going to come out there and just start punching that eye. He's going to open that cut up. He's going to get blood everywhere. I don't don't know. We'll see. Blood also is not going to help Merab when he's on the ground. If he's bleeding and there's blood everywhere, he's trying to sink into submission or something, makes it very fucking slick. Makes it very difficult to do. So we're going to go Sean, knockout. Not sure what round. Pretty confident in this, but I've been fucking confident before and lost it all. So we'll see. Excited. Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko. I think that it's Alexa's time. I think that it's the passing of the guard, the passing of the torch. I believe that if Valentina had a chance to beat Grasso, it was in their last fight. And it was a fucking it was a draw. It was an extremely close fight, and you had people saying Grasso won, you had people saying Shevchenko won. How it goes, I don't know what the fuck. We're all watching the same fight, but we come up with different opinions. That's what the sport is. I think that Valentina in her last fight just looked like maybe she had lost a little bit of that flame. I mean, she's been in 11 title fights. This will be her 12th title fight. This is Alexa's 3rd title fight. So the gap of experience at the top of the division is, Shevchenko's fought everybody there was, for the last 6 years or so. I wouldn't even watch Valentina fights because, for one, hard to watch MMA for me, female MMA. And for two, I knew she was going to win. What the fuck are we doing here? I was not even watching the night that Grasso beat her because I just was like, fuck, she's going to win. What am I going to fucking watch the 5 rounds for? 25 minutes. I'll take a fucking smoke break, go hit the bong. And then she got beat. And then the second fight, it was a drop. Very close fight. These girls know each other very well. They had a lot of cage time together. They know... Grasso knows what Shevchenko wants to do. Shevchenko knows what Grasso wants to do. They know what their strengths are. They know what their weaknesses are. I'm going to go Grasso winning. I don't know how. I don't know if it's knockout, sub, decision. I'm just going to go that Grasso wins and Shevchenko might retire. I mean, I don't know what else she has to prove. She'll definitely be in the Hall of Fame. So, with that being said, those are our predictions for this weekend. I cannot explain how freaking pumped I am for these 2 fight cards. The Canelo Berlanga card is not just a typical boxing card where it's the main event. The card is good too. It's a great card. UFC Noche is a great card. I can't wait to see what the Sphere is, what it's about. $20 million in production, says Dana. We'll see what $20 million gets you here in Vegas. Probably not a lot, but we'll fucking see. We're going to see together. I will drop maybe like a little mini vlog Saturday night of my reactions to each fight. I'll come on in between the fights. I'll be watching there. I might do a recap at the end of the night, and then my fiance has a 5K the next morning. So I might roll those 2 into like a little mini vlog. See what we got. And I want to start putting on I want to put out a podcast and a vlog each week on this channel. The vlog could be fucking anything. Alright, the podcasts are always going to be me sitting on the casting couch, or maybe I'll go to different locations and do the podcast. But I'd like to do a vlog and a podcast. Podcast is always going to be me talking UFC, fights, combat sports, stuff like that. And the vlogs could be fucking anything. They could be training montages. They could be me going to see something here in Guadalajara. They could be me showing Mexico to you guys. What life's like for a fucking güero in Mexico. Get a lot of fucking funny looks, that's for sure. I'm 6'4", so I'm this big, tall, fucking white guy with blue eyes. Everybody's always looking at me like, why the fuck are you here? They look at me like I'm a fucking alien, I swear. I get so many weird looks every day. I don't mind, I don't care. These are my people, I love them all. But it is interesting. One last thing before we cut this off and I stop bothering you guys. If you guys haven't clicked off the video already, which you probably have, props to you. I saw this on Bloody Elbow. This has nothing to do with this weekend. I just think it's fucking funny. I always want to talk a little current events in this sport that has nothing to do with what's maybe going on this weekend. So here we go. This is the one that I pulled off a bloody elbow. I went through all their stuff. I picked out my favorite one to talk about, and this is it. Floyd Mayweather gave furious response over Muhammad Ali being ranked over him as the greatest of all time. So Floyd essentially is mad that Muhammad Ali is ranked over him and the greatest of all time. What do you guys think? Do you guys think greatest boxer of all time? Because anytime somebody asks anybody who's the greatest boxer of all time, it's pretty unanimously fucking Muhammad Ali. I mean, this was a time in the sport that was detrimental for, let's just be real. I mean, it was a long time ago. We had problems with segregation. We had problems with racism. Muhammad Ali was such an iconic figure for the sport. Not to mention, I appreciate it so much more when you see a fighter lose and they come back from that loss and they display greatness. Okay, Floyd had controversies in his fights as far as moments of, he had few moments, but he did have moments where he had to battle against that, you know? He had to take on a little, I don't know what the word is. Wow, I'm a fucking idiot. But Floyd's had problems in the ring where he had to display his heart. But he's never lost. He's never said anything greatly that fucking inspired anybody. Floyd can't even read, bro. You guys remember when 50 Cent challenged him to read a fucking one page in a Harry Potter book? He couldn't fucking do it. Floyd's an idiot. Floyd is a fucking child who's got fucking a lot of money, dude. Dude, what I always thought was, if you act like a man, don't matter what age you are, you're a fucking man. If you act like a fucking child, don't matter what fucking age you are, you're a child. This guy thinks he's fucking Lil Baby with his fucking cars and his mansions and his fucking stupid watches and his fucking chains. Like, mate, you're fucking 50, eh? What the fuck are you wearing that shit for? You look like a fucking idiot, bro. I wear a tiny little chain, right? Dude, even if I had all that money, bro, I'm not wearing shit like that, bro. You look fucking ridiculous, bro. There's not one quote of Floyd's that you can go listen, even if you put the stupid little fucking inspirational in the background where you're like, oh yeah, let's fucking go. Now, there's tons of quotes from Muhammad Ali that will inspire you to do great things. Just the words of somebody can hit you so hard in your heart and in your mind that will inspire you to be a better person. Floyd is a fucking idiot. If he thinks for a second that if we asked 100 fucking people, and I want to say, we want to ask 100 people that know what the fuck they're talking about, and we could ask 100 people in the combat sports realm, we could ask 100 people that don't fucking watch none of it, who's the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd or Muhammad? And we'll give them two options. You don't have to say who's the greatest boxer of all time. We just give them two options. Bro, I don't know. I just feel like 99 of those people, maybe Floyd would get one. Maybe he'd get one, but that one would be fucking Roger Mayweather. Maybe one, but dude, as far as greatest of all time, influence, who's better for the sport, who came back against adversity, that's the word I was looking for a second ago, not diversity, adversity, you fucking idiot. This is what happens when you don't stay in school, kids. So please, if you're watching this, you're in school, stay in school. Or you're going to end up like me on my fucking casting couch, not even knowing simple 9-letter words, right? Floyd, you're a fucking clown. Floyd, you're a fucking 2-year-old. You got your strip clubs and your cars and your fucking bullshit, and you think that's what really matters. I mean, one thing that separates Floyd and Muhammad Ali is that Muhammad Ali didn't take a bunch of stupid clown circus show fights when his career was over. I'm going to say that the Conor fight was legit, That was kind of a circus. That was Floyd's intro into the fucking circus show. But I'm going to say it was legit. Alright? Conor was a legit threat. Conor won rounds. Not round. He won rounds over Floyd. I mean, a guy who never boxed a day in his life against the greatest boxer of that era. Not of all time, of that era. I mean, Conor was a legit fight. But after that, what are we doing? We're doing kickboxers that are tiny. What's that guy's name from the Chinese guy? I can't think of his name right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Fighting Logan Paul, fighting freaking, man, Floyd's a joke. And I guarantee he's probably close to broke, so that's why he keeps doing all this. I heard that he doesn't pay people correctly or sufficiently or on time after their fights. TMT, is that the promotion that he's got? The money team? A bunch of freaking thieves and clowns. I don't know. I just thought that was funny that Floyd genuinely thinks that he's greater than Muhammad Ali. What fucking disrespect, bro. What fucking disrespect. You always show respect to the ones who fucking paved the way. Always. Unless they come at you first, unless Sugar would always show respect to fucking Conor. And then Conor came at him one day while he was all bugged out, saying, oh, fucking Austrian head, all this. So now fucking every time Sugar gets a fucking chance, he claps at Conor. He claps back at Conor. But Conor started it. Before that, Sugar paid respect for Conor because he paved the way. Especially Sugar's kind of style and entertainment. He didn't rip it off from Conor, but I'm sure Conor was a massive influence to that. That's why he showed respect. The fact that Floyd, has such a fucking ego problem that he needs to be the fucking greatest of all time. Bro, if you think you are, bro. You don't need to fucking go out here and start dissing Ali. Like, come on, bro. Come on. If you ask anybody who knows what the fuck they're talking about, Floyd's name will not come out of their mouth when they say greatest of all time. Dude, Mike Tyson's gonna get put in front of you, bro. I'm just fucking saying it. Holyfield might even get put in front of you. I don't know, but it's not you, buddy. It's not you. You had a fucking great career. Like, the last 10 fights, Pacquiao, Cotto, tiny baby Canelo. But, I mean, other than that, he kind of just fought a bunch of tomato cans, bro. He never made as much money as what he actually said, either. He's not making fucking $800 million a fight. Like, bro, who the fuck's signing that check? There's no way to validate the shit that he's saying. He could just say it and you fucking have to either believe him or know he's full of shit. But I digress. Enough of my fucking Floyd rant today. Last week we fucking took shots at fucking Jake Paul. Now we're fucking taking shots at Floyd. Next week we'll figure out what other dumbass needs to get fucking put on a fucking pedestal and shit talked for about 25 minutes. With that being said, that concludes episode 2 of El Guero Local Podcast. Tune in. Maybe I'll drop a vlog Sunday afternoon or so. This video should be up tonight. It's Wednesday. So it gives you plenty of time to check this out, make your predictions for the fights. The press conference should be tomorrow. Looking forward to that. We got Embedded, a lot of content out. They got Gloves Off, which is essentially kind of the same thing as Embedded. It's not fight week shenanigans, but it is promotional stuff they put out on fight week. I'm super excited for that. Let's go Mexico. Let's go Puerto Rico. Let's go Mexican Independence Day and really recognize that as the star of the day. And yeah, we will catch you next week, alright? Guero out.